Are you nervous? Because I'm nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
Because this is our first.
We have a lot to prove with this.
This is our
Where
first.
have we been?
This is our first show.
Yeah.
So we're doing it's a variety show, talk show, late night style. Type thing with different segments and music.
Okay.
This is gonna be interesting. There's gonna be a live show. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. And I was just I couldn't write really any jokes. So I was like, what I could do. I'm a musical guy.
Okay. Yeah.
So I figured, you know what? I need to write a theme song.
Okay. Great.
No, but I can't play any instruments.
Sure, you can.
I can play a little guitar, but I can't really play any instruments to copy. So tweak a song to make it unique. So copyright infringement. Okay. So then I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? I was like, okay, it's a New York type deal. New York type deal.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be a New York type song.
Okay.
I can't use instruments, so what I could only use my voice. I have a beautiful voice.
You're going to sing. You've got a beautiful voice.
I sent you the video.
I see
this
right
is
here.
Just, this is, if we delete this, we cut it. Neil will cut it. It's fine. But this is
so
just
what is this?
This is your live reaction to the theme song.
Okay, a cappella.
Dum, 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 dum. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. This is. I'm from New York, and you know I'm all about big chips, 'cause baby, I'm from New York.
What do you guys think? Yeah.
I think it's great.
It's time for an off night. That took me 2 hours.
Welcome. I'd say welcome back, but this is the first time you've ever seen anything like this, hasn't it?
Ryan Quigley, E from Bernie. This is the inaugural, the premiere.
The premiere of our new show.
It's called Off Night.
Yes.
It is a cheers to you, cheers to who, us, damn few, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a new flavor for us. You guys are familiar with the Bells and Whistles podcast. Many of you were fans of it, but
and you're familiar with Flavor Flav.
It's true. But
yes.
it was really taken from us in many ways.
Flavor Flav? Oh, no, the show. Yes, exactly. So those of us that have watched from the very beginning, the super fans, if you will, know that we originally started with sketch comedy, and then we were interviewing our friends, and then a lot of you came for Pokemon content, which we didn't love. We didn't mind. We liked Pokemon,
It was
but
cool.
it wasn't where our passions lied.
No.
Exactly.
So we took a couple months off, and we were like, okay, what can we do? And then we came together with this late night-y, mocking late night sort of type show, podcast that we could get excited about.
Yeah.
And the structure of it is going to be very different. Yes, it's going to be banter. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. We're going to be silly.
Yes.
It's not that serious. We're going to have guests. But it's going to be segmented, and we're going to play a lot of stupid games. And
We're going to go over the news.
We're going to talk about the news.
We'll have jokes. We'll have our things. We're going to give some advice. You guys can write to us. We'll respond to this.
We're going to make it interactive. And there's also once a month, there's going to be a really cool live show.
There's a live show component where if you're in New York, or you can watch, or maybe we can find a way to stream you in, once a month, probably at the end of the month, we'll have a live theater full of people that will come and watch us do kind of quick rapid fire interviews, like what we used to do, with 4 or 5 different guests that are going to be performers, musicians, comedians, all sorts of different things.
It's true.
And then they'll get 5 or 10 minutes to perform their thing for you. So it'll be a mix of everything that we do well.
Exactly. It's going to be fun. Just roll with us. It's going to take time to build. There's going to be time to tweak stuff, open to all suggestions, etc.
Yeah.
But we're just here to have fun.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling about everything? You okay?
How am I feeling? I feel great. There's lots to discuss. Yeah. There's lots to go over. I don't know if we want to dive right into the news.
Should we go it? Let's do it. Let's talk about the news. We're
talking about the news. Fate just called. Oh, this cord's not long enough.
No, it's not.
Fate just called. There's lots going on in the news today that
What do
we
you-
want to go over.
And just to introduce this story, we've each picked 2 stories that we want
Mm-hmm.
to chit chat about just very briefly. Well, no, I only have one. I don't
You only
a
have
second
one. Well, that's
we're gonna
good.
we're
We'll
gonna talk
get
about
3.
3 news stories.
3
Each
news
has 2.
stories to
I
keep
have
in
1.
mind. Yes, exactly.
So,
exactly. Well, why don't I start with one?
I really want to hear what you have to
And
say.
you're going to love this.
Okay.
Because a lot of my news, there's so much going on in the world. There's famine, poverty. But me, I'm most
Harm.
interested in, yes, exactly. You know, but me, I'm most interested in wildlife.
What's that?
Well, it's when an animal is out in the wild.
Okay.
But I am most interested in wildlife, and specifically what happened last week in Tennessee. A runaway pet zebra named Ed was
Okay.
on the loose for more than a week, has just been captured and airlifted back to his owner in Tennessee. Ed, which arrived to his new owner on May 30th, so not very long ago, escaped the very next day, which makes one think that the owner perhaps wasn't ready for the commitment. Ed, now seen back at his pen at home, has already been seen with a shovel writing up schematics for an elaborate tunnel system. What say you there?
Oh, it's a joke. Okay.
The last part. This all is true, except for
Right.
that. Except clearly he didn't have a helmet. He only had the tunnel system.
Right.
But it wouldn't have fit on his head.
Yeah.
Yes. No. But he ran away. There was a runaway zebra for a week in Tennessee, which to me I
How
thought
old-
fantastic.
How old is a zebra?
The zebra was of adult age. He was
What does
fully
that mean,
matured.
though?
He
He was sexually mature.
Sexually, well, I don't ask his preferences, but I know, that he was of breeding age.
He was of breeding age, but how?
Yes.
The root of the question is how long had Ed? No, Ed is the zebra.
Ed is the zebra.
Who was
Ed is
the owner's
zebra.
name?
I didn't get. I didn't ask him. I should.
How long has he been owner of Ed?
Well, a day. He had owned Ed
He
for a
owned it
day.
for one day?
He arrived the day of. So May 30th, he got this.
Also,
zebra.
hey, by the way,
Yeah.
it's legal to own zebras in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, there was a link to another article that I didn't talk about. In Florida, there was a runaway kangaroo.
Florida's crazy.
Florida's crazy.
I believe
Yeah.
Florida. I'm shocked
Yeah.
that Tennessee.
Tennessee is
You're allowed to have a
something-
fucking
A lot of
kangaroo.
times people call Tennessee the Florida of the South. Of course, Florida is in the South.
I was going to say, is Florida the Florida of the South?
No, Florida is actually the eastern. is actually North Dakota of the South.
I see.
It's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Florida's the Mexico of the South.
Florida is Mexico. Well, Florida might as well be in Mexico, as far as I'm concerned.
suppose so.
No, you can technically own this. It wasn't part of like a breeding program or like a zoo or anything like that. It was like a guy who wanted a zebra, and the zebra escaped a day after arriving.
I would love to know the logistics. Did he hop the fence? I guess he must have.
I
hopped
think
the
he
fence.
must have.
Right.
There was footage on TikTok of people driving, and he was running down the street next to them, which makes me also. How could it have taken them more than a week to find a wild zebra running around? It's not like he's gonna blend in anywhere.
Anyway, moving on to my story.
Moving on.
I heard about. Did you hear about this?
No.
In New York City, this is a local tale.
Oh, I heard about that.
There was 2 teenagers stole an NYC subway train. They stole a fucking subway cart.
A train or a car?
Brother, 2 teens were arrested after they allegedly seen on surveillance camera as part of a group that stole a subway train in Queens and took it for a joyride. The brazen theft took place just before 10:30 p.m. January 25th in Forest Hills.
Now it makes sense.
Officers initially responded to reports of vandalism, but were met by an MTA employee who reported several people boarded an unoccupied R train and then took it on a joyride for a short distance. They damaged some of it, blah, blah, blah. 6 people. Police confirmed that 2 teen boys, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old, had been arrested in connection with the incident. Both were charged with reckless endangerment, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's crazy,
How do
dude.
you take a car for a joyride? It's on a track.
This is what I'm saying.
It's not going anywhere.
But the craziest part is that they were like, they drove the fucking train. Some riders have questioned MTA security after a number of concerning incidents, including one in September in which police alleged 2 suspects entered the Briarwood subway station and stole a train. On the EF train, the teens that in that incident were arrested after allegedly crashing the train. People are
They
stealing.
crashed the train?
People are fucking stealing trains.
I don't understand. Well,
People are
okay,
stealing
there's a couple of
trains.
questions that I have here. One of which, obviously, the big question is, how did they even get in there, right? How did they
Right.
get to the place where you could drive it? And the second, you have to think, is the subway really that easy to drive? That you could just pick up, you could just crank it, and you're
It
on
does.
your own?
I'll be honest. It must simply be. It must be that.
People study years
No
for that
way,
kind of thing.
dude.
I know.
I don't know.
At one
about
point,
that,
I was
but
interested. I thought it could be because they say now hiring all the time.
The world is still looking for you to get your license.
Listen, it would be crazy. It would be hilarious if I got my subway driver's license, where I could man a cart, a train, a track, before I get my driver's license.
I feel like you'd
for
be
New York.
stupid. You'd wear a stupid little fucking conductor's hat.
There also is there a rule that you have to be completely indecipherable when you speak? Like, is that part of the interview process? That you
My
get in there and you're
favorite-
like, we're going to the next one.
My thing is, it like the best part is that it's only a 50-50 clip that they actually speak.
I know.
Sometimes they're just like, oh, fuck it, I don't give a shit.
Well, and so you have to think that they must actually want to be sounding like that. Like they're going out of their way to speak that time.
But also, you've been on a subway cart where they're trying too hard.
I
you
like
know,
them. That would be
know
the kind of
you
person
do.
I'd be.
That's
I'd
why,
like that.
and that's why you're not gonna.
I'd start off by saying, first of all, I hope everyone's having a lovely day.
Yeah.
Next stop, we're going to 79th Street. I hope you all enjoy. You get there safely. Coming up next on Off Night.
you would get fucking shot. You would get shot in the face.
Bulletproof doors. They couldn't get me. Unless they were two 15-year-olds.
That's what I was saying.
Tried to
They'd
rob
say-
the train. Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think so. That's very disconcerting.
I know. And it's like, but it's also like, hey, man, cops are tackling people for hopping the fucking turnstiles during rush hour.
Yeah.
Hey, man, watch the 15-year-old stealing a fucking train.
Yeah. I'm still. Was it the whole train or just like the first one?
I think they're connected, bud. You ever see a train before?
I feel like there's like a little guy holding on underneath it.
There's a fellow
from underneath.
You're saying
like
there's a
holding
gentleman.
on. Yeah, there's like a gentleman. Well, I don't know. I don't know how kind
You don't know
he
how,
is,
like,
but he is
how
a guy.
polite he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, but he's holding on at the bottom of it.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think that sounds great. And lastly,
What do you got?
in other news, more animal news.
What'd you Google?
I googled odd news this week.
Odd news.
Odd news this week.
Okay.
AP News.
News.
In more animal news, Dilly Dally, the
Dilly-Dally.
amputee sea turtle, made her triumphant return.
I can't hear about this.
No. Made her triumphant return to the ocean with just one front flipper last
She had one?
One front flipper after months in rehabilitation in Florida. A quote from vet tech Marika Weber. Every time we can release a turtle back into the wild is special, and not just for us, but for all the interns and volunteers and everyone that puts an effort into getting those turtles back out there. When asked on her thoughts, Dilly Dally said, I actually wouldn't have minded just staying.
Okay.
It's interesting. Yes, it is a one-flippered sea turtle.
What would you have done?
I don't think it's right to return anything with one flipper to the wild.
So she had three prosthetics.
No, there were no prosthetics. No prosthetics at all.
So what if
She does have, weirdly, they put like an antenna on her. I can pull up the article, send you the article so you can put it there. There's an antenna there.
She's flopping around with one.
No, she's a front flipper. She's got her back flippers,
Oh.
but she's only got one front flipper.
I heard she only had
One going around in circles.
and they fed this turtle lettuce for 6 months.
Uh-huh.
And they were just like, go, be free. And she was like, oh! The fucking thing's just spinning in a circle.
That's God's name. That's God's way. That's his. Everyone has a plan.
Right.
If I had one flipper, I'd hope you'd send me back out onto backstage.
I don't know.
Let me into the
dude.
wild.
Is there are times where I get the flu and I want someone to take me out? You know?
Well, the thing is that they said in the article that she had been bitten by a shark.
Okay.
So what? They're going to send her back out there? She's got one flipper. They didn't give her a prosthetic. They didn't give her anything to flip
I guess what
around
I'm
with.
confused. Yes, it raises
Why would
the
you
point-
return her to the wild like that and
Well-
have people gather around and jerk off to it?
People are jerking off to it.
I don't know. They only had a couple pictures in the thing. I was looking for people to do that.
I know. But
Party full invite.
But like, you got the point is you got to pick one, don't
Yeah,
you? You
yeah.
got to pick one. Are you intervening with Mother Nature or no?
Yeah, no, I think that's.
Are you
I think that's
intervening
a
or
fair,
no?
I think it's a fair.
Take it in
yeah.
or let it go.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't
No.
like the in between. We're gonna take it for a little while and then release it.
Yeah, no, I don't buy
let it get eaten.
Yeah,
I would let it get eaten, or I would adopt it.
you'd adopt.
If you're allowed to have a fucking turtle in Tennessee, fucking give a fucking zebra in Tennessee.
Why not
give
keep
the-
this turtle?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, but my question is the logistics speaking.
Yeah.
Like, can you keep a sea turtle on land for very long? Like, does it yearn for the waves?
No, you
Is
put it
it
in a little pool. You put it in a little pond.
a little pond.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
put it in a
know.
little pond, little thing.
I don't know.
But also, it's like resting up. You know, you're isolating. You know.
It's taking its 5 days.
You got a
for
favorite?
COVID
You got
rest.
a favorite like wild animal, like real one?
Oh.
Not like a
Well,
domestic.
you want like a genuine answer, or you want like because there's two.
Okay.
My favorite, like I love a lion. I'm so basic. I love a
Basic.
wild lion.
Disgusting.
Right? But I know that's basic, so
Yeah.
I've thought up of like a more specific one
Yeah.
that I like. Bush baby.
A bush baby, that's like a little sort of squirrel.
Yeah,
fellow,
something of an
isn't it?
eye.
It's an eye.
Uh huh.
Right?
Yeah.
a little
Well, he
squirrel.
looks like he's like.
I don't like videos of them because like don't they feed them like they? It's kind of this is
He's
PETA
got
should
the
have
long finger.
PETA should have a problem with this.
What?
Because they feed those things like chrysali, like a chrysalis that's a half-cooked moth.
Oh, a
and
half-cooked
have you
moth.
seen this? And they hand it to the fucking or
Uh-huh.
bush
Yeah,
baby,
he'll
and it
take it.
opens it up, and it's like a goo. It's an insect goo that he slurps upon.
I would have to think that that's not. So your problem with PETA, you think PETA would be upset for the moths, or they'd be upset that we're perhaps
For the
spoiling
moths.
these baby
For the moths.
I don't think PETA cares about animals. Like, well, they
Wow.
they
Hot
obviously
take.
don't.
Everybody
Hot
write
take.
that down. Clip that.
I'll
PETA
happily
doesn't care
say,
about animals.
I don't think they care about animals in general,
Good
but
Lord.
also I don't think they care about insects at all. I think that's their big
But
hypocrisy.
isn't that confusing to me? That's confusing to me.
I think it would be. But also, who I don't know. I
Or
don't know.
fish.
I don't know anybody who could even pretend to give a shit about like insects. Unfortunately,
Jainism.
it's
Jainism. That's like
Who
a
is
it's like
that?
a religion type thing.
Oh, I
where-
thought you were saying someone whose name was Jainism,
No, I don't know.
and I was like,
Jainism.
oh, I don't know who that is.
Is there a Jainism in the chat?
in a Jainism in the chat? Organism. Yep, keep it going. Keep it. There's lots. Stick around. We're only
Stick around.
Yeah, stick around. There's
Should we go to our
lots more.
sponsor?
Let's go to our sponsor, Jainism.
Jainism.
Over here. Come on,
There you go.
Jane,
That's
coming
good.
in.
So that's the news.
That's the news.
Okay.
I hope that you enjoyed it. Enjoyed in
You
know,
always should get
enjaned
your
it.
news
Yeah.
from
You
from
should get
off night.
Yeah.
Hey. So
Yep.
we also our next segment should be we're gonna do a draft. We will do a weekly draft. We're gonna draft
This is one of the
a
games
draft
we
of
do each
5.
time.
A draft.
Yes.
Time for a draft.
Time for a draft. Time for a draft. There we are.
Okay.
So what's the theme today?
So today, what we will be drafting is we're going to be drafting things,
Okay.
people, objects, things, entities that are not societally okay or typically okay or expected to be liked, that we like anyway.
Something
that
of a
you
guilty
like
pleasure.
a guilty pleasure.
Yes,
We're-
yes.
Is something of that effect, and you'll see that these drafts can get a little bit wild.
They're a little out there.
Yeah. So
we might actually kind of probe each other here on what sense we're making.
yeah.
There will be choices made that will need to be explained.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And then we're going to have a quick draft of 5. You're going to see it's going to be way more, it's going to be faster paced, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
You listen, age before beauty. Why don't you go first?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, please.
All right, so Ryan had the advantage of knowing this and kind of picking out the theme, so he had some better ones. But I'm going to start with a strong one off the cuff.
Yeah.
Something that I'm deeply ashamed of, but I can't get enough of.
Can I stop you right here?
Tell me right now?
It's very clear that for the first overall pick, we're both going to want to pick Bill Cosby. So we're just going to put him to the side for now.
Put Bill Cosby to the side.
We're going to put Bill Cosby to the side for now.
Okay, fuck. I have to change all
We're gonna put
5
Bill
of
Cosby.
them. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it
You had five-
It
you had
was,
five
it was
Cosbys?
5 different Cosbys.
I should have texted you ahead. That's
Thank you.
It's our first show. We're ironing.
We're ironing things out, exactly.
Yeah.
No. So guilty pleasure, not Bill Cosby. Off the cuff, one that I'm deeply ashamed of that I would never admit to. Family Guy funny moment compilations.
Family
on
Guy
YouTube.
funny moment compilations. You feel like that's like a taboo thing?
Oh.
You feel like you'd be judged for liking that?
I already kind of feel icky admitting that I like any kind of Family Guy content nowadays.
Right? Really?
There's
Okay,
there's something very disturbing about it nowadays.
Okay,
If you watch
interesting.
Family, you don't watch anything. You don't watch any kind of cartoon, any kind of,
I mean,
But if you watch it nowadays, it feels like it's just a parade of who's ever writing sick fuck they got to write this day's episode, like his fetish. They just put it. Just feels like.
I don't think you should feel too much shame.
Well, we're starting out. This is the first one.
Well, but that's what you should be
exactly.
But it's the draft. You're going to want to get for my first overall pick. I'm going to go for a big one. I'm going to take Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. You're not supposed to like Michael Jackson. He was fucking.
No. Come on, no.
That's what he was doing.
I'm
taking Michael Jackson with the first overall pick.
This is. I think you're going such a basic route here.
You're going basic route. I'm trying to win, baby. You're
No.
going, I'm going
Family
Michael
Guy
Jackson.
Family Guy cutaway compilations.
Okay.
I'm trying to go this route of like what's most shameful, right? Because I think that plays into the guilty pleasure of it. Everybody loves Michael Jackson.
You're not supposed to. Not supposed to.
I know you're not supposed to.
Not supposed
I know you're not supposed to. I feel like this is a bit of a cop out,
This
but
is
we're
what I'm saying.
We're ironing things out.
Go ahead.
All right. So you do Michael Jackson.
Who do you got?
My next one. All right, here. I'll do this one. I think this will be interesting for everybody out there.
Please.
Right? Me personally, I can't get enough. The bizarre Brazzer ads that play in the pop-up windows on Pornhub, where the scenarios are incredibly specific and the acting is very forced.
And you like that?
I like if I'm
you
looking
like
at
that
porn,
when she's like.
I think that she should be shown up, she's interviewing for a job at the circus or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, look at so what are your special skills?" And an acrobat falls from the sky and ends up on her, and and his dick is in her mouth. I think that's hilarious.
Wow.
I think that's hilarious, and there's a part of me that thinks that's actually kind of hot.
I thought you were
think
talking about the ones where they're talking directly to you. Do you know?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Where she's like, "Oh, look at you. Are you hungry? I bet you're.
I'm a
I bet you
sucker-
haven't eaten lunch today."
I'm a sucker for that too.
Let me see that
but
cock.
I'm specifically talking about the ones where they can't. The audio isn't even turned on. They know that you're not listening. They have to do something completely audacious within the first 3.5 seconds.
That's very good.
To get it. I think that's hilarious.
Wow.
Great. I would watch them all day long if I could.
Okay. All right.
That's
a great pick.
Incredibly specific. But
That's
I think
a
everybody
great-
out here gets that.
Great.
Yes.
Great pick.
You've got to know. You know. I'm trying to out weird you here.
I think you should. I think we can split the baby, and I'll split the baby, and I'll say I'll with my second overall pick. I'm going to take fat phobia.
Fat phobia.
Fat phobia. You're not supposed to be fat phobic.
I feel like in today's day and age, they're really pushing that. They're really pushing it. They're falling in line.
I'm just saying it's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's just
But do you get pleasure from that? You enjoy that?
Why is it? Yeah. Why is it? Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you go watch Family Guy over there? What are you doing? This is supposed to be a judgment-free zone.
Oh my god.
Fat phobia.
Fat phobia.
You're not supposed to do it. I indulge sometimes.
To me, I feel like that's second nature for you. Like, but you get pleasure out of breathing.
I was a fat kid. Fat kid. I
Yeah.
wanna see my younger fat kid. I want to smack him around a little bit. I want to say, eat a salad, Tubby.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
This is interesting. I feel like the next step of this, like the cultural shift we're heading towards, is going to favor you in a way. There's no world where we ever become a society where we are openly embracing the Brazzers pop-up ads.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're getting to a point where we're openly embracing.
They're gonna have drugs by 2030 where you could take it. You're not gonna be fat anymore.
We already have that now.
Well, but you get skinny.
You get skinny and then you. Okay.
There's gonna be drugs that help you gain muscle.
Do you think? I know that this was never. This we're still kind of doing the thing, but if you were still bigger bodied today,
How dare you?
would you be on Ozempic? Do you think you would do that?
You want me to be honest? Like
Yeah.
this is not even like me trying to do a bit. I think every person who is overweight, who is struggling with their weight, should be on Ozempic. I think
You heard it
everyone.
here
I think
first,
absolutely
folks.
everybody
I
should
think
be
that
on a
you're.
GLP-1.
I think that you're crazy.
Why?
I think you're crazy for that.
Yeah, this is going to be a serious conversation. Pause the draft. Why?
Because I think that it's. I think it's probably we don't know what it's going to do to people. We don't know what it's going to. What
Do you know what
side effects are.
I think that's absolutely. The answer is in direct response to what you said, is that we do kind of know. You lose
What
a
are
lot
they?
of weight and you lose muscle,
Okay.
and it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But what for sure happens is that you're no longer obese. Do you want to know? And could there be side effects like hair loss or whatever? I don't even know what side effects you're talking about.
I'm thinking like it does something to your heart, does something to your blood.
There's no
does
evidence
something-
about that. But imagine there was. Do you
Okay.
want to know something that does do something to your heart, that does do something to your blood?
You're going to tell me over being
When
overweight.
you're being obese.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
what
Wow.
the mortality rate of being
People
obese.
are going to learn a lot about you. In
The
this
mortality
episode.
rate of being obese is the worst thing that you could do to your body,
Wow.
by and large.
Wow.
Take Ozempic if it applies to you.
If it applies to you.
Sorry.
All right, good. No, this is good to know. Okay, so fat phobia. This is your second one.
Big time.
All right, let's see. All right, sticking in the same vein.
Please.
Of weird. I promise I'm not going to get any weirder sexually.
Okay.
Me, personally, again, out there,
Yeah.
the weird kind of sexual snap.
But also, everybody's body is beautiful, and I love you. You were saying?
Watch him so quickly backtrack it. It's crazy. It's crazy what you just did. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna insist that I edit this one. I'm gonna edit that out.
No, don't edit it.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you say
No,
that.
I
Stand
said-
by
I-
yourself.
I said
Stand by.
both
It's
things.
okay.
I said both
Stand
things.
by
I
yourself.
said everything. I'm
That's
standing.
fine.
I'm standing.
That's
I'm
good.
standing.
Me,
Yeah.
I am a sucker. If I open Snapchat, I don't open Snapchat anymore because I know I'll fall down to it.
Snapchat.
I know nobody does that.
Yeah.
I'm an adult man. I don't want to open Snapchat because, and I know everybody out there, you a couple of weirdos like me. You open it up, first thing that's gonna pop up, those chiropractor videos.
Oh, you like chiropractor videos?
If I watch, it's gonna be
Snap
it's
the
some
neck.
some big guy with some kind of it's always some conventionally attractive woman that
She's
he's
got her ass out.
and
he's fucking her.
He's not fucking her,
He's
but
fucking her.
he's doing everything but in
He's
these
fucking her.
things.
He's
You've
fucking
seen
her.
this.
I
You've
know
seen
exactly.
these.
He's
He's
wearing-
lying her down, and he's got his elbow. He's gonna slam into her back.
He's got her knees by her elbows.
I think
By her knees by her
know
elbows.
he's got her knees by her elbows. Listen, we all know the famous that we
You ever try that on a woman?
in New York? We call that the sewer grate. we call that the chopped cheese in New York.
We call that the Hasidic tunnel.
Yeah, the we call that the Williamsburg escape. No. Yeah, I don't know. I know if I go on, I'm gonna and the crazy thing is they're faking it. They got some poor girl that's wandering in and they're like, show me your best hunchback impression. And she's showing up, she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I got this thing I can't do. And then he's like, yeah, you're gonna need to
He's like, yeah, let me lick your asshole.
Yeah.
And then you fucking, she's walking, she's like, look at me now.
look at me now. To me, I know if I open up the app, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to turn away.
Again, this is our first go of this.
Yes.
There's nothing shameful about this.
I feel like there's a lot of shame
Completely
about this.
disagree.
I would never openly admit this to anybody except you and the entire world.
But there's no shame. There's no
Yes.
shame. There's no shame. There's no shame. Nobody
Well,
cares.
it's
about
a
what you like.
shame-free space.
Sure.
It's a shame-free space.
All right. Let me.
My dream, I'd like to be one of those. I'd like those people that gets cracked open. I want to be. I feel like it would do wonders for my back.
That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like there's no shame. Everybody's like, that's. First of all, you're watching a hot girl. You're fucking. Your back hurts. You want this man.
But
to do it.
that's what I'm saying. If you were on the subway
Yeah.
and you've got this open and there's a little grandma next to you, you're gonna swipe out of that. You don't want anybody to see you watching that.
I'll share the screen with the grandma. I say, Grandma, Grandma, I wish this was you and this was me. That's what I would
You're
say to
gonna
her.
airplay it to her.
Yeah, exactly.
this
I'd
shit out.
airdrop it to her.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I get it.
Man,
We had
I'm
different
torn.
definitions.
I'm torn here.
Rip torn.
Rip torn. Let me see. Who
R.I.P.
should
to
I?
Rip
What should
Torn,
I do?
huh?
What should I do? No, this will be an honorable mention,
Yeah,
but
tell me.
it is something. It's not that funny. I'm gonna with my next pick. I'm gonna draft talking to yourself.
Talking to yourself.
I
You're
love
so
talking to
basic.
myself.
You're so basic.
I love
man.
talking to
Yeah,
myself.
I can't believe this. You've got Michael Jackson and talking to yourself.
You've
basic.
completely misunderstood why we're doing this show. The whole show is to be talking to yourself is a thing that I do frequently. Do you talk to yourself?
Of course I talk to myself. Everybody talks to themselves.
That's what I'm saying, but there's shame around it.
I don't think there's shame around.
Incredible shame around.
I see. This is where you and I are very different.
Right.
I got this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick 5 of the things that I think are the most specific and most shameful. You're like, okay, let me pick the things that everyone's gonna appeal to.
That's what a draft is. It's supposed to be a competition. For
I'm
people.
picking
it's supposed to be for them.
I'm picking the most shameful ones. If it's a draft of the most
But
shameful
Family
ones,
Guy
you're gonna
isn't
pick
shameful.
Me?
Family Guy and
see, you don't get
chiropractic
it.
videos aren't
A lot
shameful.
of people, you don't understand
I'm the one
zeitgeist.
truly being vulnerable.
You don't understand the zeitgeist. You don't
I
understand
don't think you do. You're on little weenie Twitter too much.
I'm not on Twitter anymore.
You're on little weenie Twitter
I'm
and
not on
little
Twitter
weenie
anymore.
Reddit. You are.
I'm not on it anymore.
What are you on?
Me? I'm on life. I'm high on life.
You are. I think I have a greater understanding. I think people are going to be. I
don't
think
think people
when this clip goes out, people are going to comment hunted.
Hunted.
Comment
I think
hunted if
you're
you're paying attention.
I honestly
Just comment
think
the hunted
I think
emoji.
you're listen. If you want to win this one, that's fine. I know deep in my soul, everybody likes Michael Jackson. It's not something that they're deeply ashamed of.
Need I remind everybody that he's
problematic. A lot of people
Probably-
don't care about that, unfortunately.
well, but
It's
this is what I'm
unfortunate.
saying. The whole draft is things that you shouldn't like that you do, and it's a draft.
I think
You're drafting Dunsparce instead of Arceus.
We promised we
that out.
wouldn't talk like that.
We'll cut
we promised
out.
we wouldn't talk.
We'll
like
cut that out.
That's
We'll
not
cut
right.
that out.
That's
That was
right.
bad. That
That's
was bad.
actually something I'm shameful. I'm going to put Pokemon. on there. That's something that I'm shameful of.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
So what's your next? Talking to yourself is crazy. Talking to yourself is crazy. I talk to myself all the time.
Talking to yourself is crazy. Come on.
It's
All
talking.
right.
It's crazy, right?
It's not. It's but there's everybody does that.
What was the
Everybody
last
does
time you
that.
spoke to yourself?
Today,
What'd you say?
I said it's okay. It's okay to cry.
You crying?
Well, I thought I might. Now I'm certainly not anymore.
Okay.
Not after your.
No, I talk to myself constantly, man. I say things.
Yeah, I know you do.
I rehearse
You
a lot of
fucking
conversations.
freak.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's freaky. It's freaky to talk to yourself.
No, everybody does that. Everybody does
Yeah.
that. Let me see. All right, I'm torn. Okay.
Okay.
Here's something.
Yeah.
Me, I love
Yeah.
weird fucking weird shitty flavor combinations that you see at the gas station.
Okay.
Something like driving back from I went on a trip upstate. I got back yesterday, right? Driving back, we stopped at a gas station in upstate New York. Not something that you typically want to do, right?
No.
If you're going to get cuisine, right?
It's not ideal.
I walk in, big banner, they say hot soup.
Okay.
Hot soup at the gas station.
You're trailer trash.
I am.
You're
I
disgusting.
completely am.
That-
I was like,
this is the first time where I'm like, okay, I'm on your side.
I am. And I'll tell you, I couldn't have been more curious. Not only was there no soup out, there was no soup out. I wandered around that entire gas station looking for that soup.
Right.
And then I stopped the cashier. I said, "Hey, where's that soup?" You've got the flyer right there. It says in the banner, it says hot soup.
Hey man, where's the soup?
Where's the soup? Where is it?
Where's the soup?
Where is it?
Where's the soup?
And they said they had to apologize to me because they were like, "You know what? You're right. It's actually from when we never took it down. It's from fall. It's from winter and fall when we thought that soup people would want to warm up.
Right.
It's summer now.
Yeah.
You probably don't want soup." I said, "You better believe I want fucking soup. What flavors did you have?" They had shrimp. They had shrimp gumbo.
And you would have ordered
I
that.
would have fucking ordered that.
I'll tell you this. This should
I
have
would've
been your
loved
first overall pick.
No,
Your other
no,
picks
no,
so
I'm
far have
saving,
been dog shit.
I'm saving first of all, no, they're not. And everybody out there understands that.
dog shit.
But this is actually a great, I think you saved the better ones for last.
No, I completely disagree. But that is a great pick. It shouldn't be bizarre flavor. It shouldn't be bizarre flavors. It should be that I was willing to order shrimp gumbo at a gas station.
I would have totally done it.
Crazy.
I would have
Absolutely
totally
crazy.
done it.
Absolutely.
They have
insane.
like a machine where you can get like a mix of a smoothie and
There's
whatnot.
like jizz in my eye, dude.
There's
I'm
jizz
not
in your
doing
eye.
well.
All right, his next one is jizz in your eye. That's the next one. And he loves that shit. They had a gas station thing where you could combine a smoothie, and it was like mint chocolate chip,
Right.
and like I can't even remember. It was like mint chocolate chip and like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh.
And I was like, where else am I going to get that experience? I'm all about the story. I'm all about the experience.
You do too many things for the bit. You do too many things for
I
the
would
bit.
love that experience.
It's not good for your long-term health. I'm not talking about ingesting.
Do you think I
the
should get on
flavors.
Ozempic? Pause the thing. Do you think I should get on Ozempic? We'll talk
Have you
about
spoken
that.
to your doctor?
I haven't spoken to my doctor in years.
You know, I had a dentist appointment, and I just
scheduled a dentist.
But I had a dentist appointment, and I just
Didn't show up?
I just didn't go.
Wow.
And they were calling me relentlessly.
They need every dime they can
They were
get.
calling me relentlessly.
Yeah.
And I was just too. It was like I had been kicking the can down the road, and it was like the day of.
Yeah.
And then I finally, I was like, should I pick it up? I should really just. I was like, I can't bring myself to talk to this 23-year-old woman who's gonna be like, "Are you coming tomorrow?" And I'm gonna be like, I can't make it. Like, I can't imagine. I can't. It goes, ugh. I just avoid it. And so now I know as an adult,
Yeah.
I need to call them
To
and
let
be
them
like,
know.
hey, sorry. And I need to lie and say that I had a family emergency.
No.
And I need to make it seem like somebody fucking died.
Yeah. They'll
And then-
guilt trip you.
I
They'll
know.
guilt trip
And
you. Yeah.
because I do want to go to the dentist, but I don't want to tell them that.
Don't. No, you don't.
I
wanna go to
really
the
do want
dentist.
to. I like going to the
You
dentist.
need to go to the dentist.
No, I want to
What-
go to the
what,
dentist.
What do you like about going to the dentist?
I feel like it's clean. I feel like it's a cleansing experience. You don't like going to the dentist?
I don't want to. I don't want. My teeth always bleed. I am always leaving.
You don't
bleeding.
floss enough.
I do. I've got
you
the
don't.
thing built in the back that stops me from.
You don't
doing a lot
have
of it.
you don't have the thing where you can thread a floss and then do that.
I don't have that.
You don't floss enough. So yeah. That should be one of your draft picks is that you don't floss.
But I get no pleasure out of that. I was looking for
It's like,
pleasure.
I didn't realize I was talking to fucking Plato about this draft.
I was. There were two things. There were two things in the description: guilty and pleasure. I get no pleasure out of not flossing. You want to? Yeah, I'm trying to obey. I'm trying to obey the decree. I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to
know, I
understand
know.
what you're trying to ask of me.
But yeah, it seems like you enjoy not flossing.
No, I don't.
I enjoy flossing.
Sure. Sure you do. I could have told you that from looking at you.
This is my final pick. This is my
Yeah,
final
that's
pick.
your final pick.
I'm gonna choose Hitler.
Fuck you.
No. I'm not gonna pick Hitler. I'm not. I'm not picking Hitler.
Okay.
I'll tell you my honorable mentions.
Yeah, what are your honorable mentions?
Like reality TV would be a good one to draft. I don't like
Oh,
reality
you're
TV.
so basic.
But this
I
is
feel
what
like
the
you're
fucking
white bread.
show is about.
Hello,
It's about getting
It's
people
not
to
about-
watch. It's about getting
giving
viral
people-
clips.
See, this is why you
You
and I
dumbass!
This is why you and I have to be on the same show because you appeal
is
to
the whole idea.
You
It's
appeal
fucking-
to Republican America. Me,
I put a pin in that.
yeah, put it your
Put a
next
pin in
one
that.
is Republicans, isn't it?
My other honorable
Yeah.
mention is Dad Rock, like Creed and
Great.
Nickelback. You know
Yeah.
that's a thing that I truly
Yeah.
I truly love. It's not gonna be my pick. I'm gonna leave it on the board for the third person who does
sure.
it. My final pick will be hyper masculine conservative
See, I
influencers.
knew you. I see. I
It's
knew,
it is a thing that
you
I
have
love
so much more to be ashamed of than I do.
Absolutely. My list is true vulnerability. You're like, don't you know when you like fucking watch Family Guy? What? Nobody cares about that.
Those are the things that I'm embarrassed of. I operate by a rule of ethics.
But there, you know what? You know what? Hey, can I be honest? I want to be
Yeah.
honest with America.
Yeah.
The problem here is that Ephraim is not embarrassed about most things that he should be.
That is
embarrassed
true.
about.
That
That's
is
part of the issue here.
That is part of
That's
the
my
issue.
bad. We'll be better next time.
Yeah, next time. Next time we'll do top 10 dogs. top 10 bipeds.
That struck me. Okay. But I'm saying like Andrew Tate, Liver King, fucking
heard of him.
all those people.
Yeah, never heard of him.
I think I don't. I'm gonna be abundantly clear.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to what they say. I do not follow them. I think it's gross what they do.
You tried. You tried Liver King.
I didn't.
gave
I
it a-
wouldn't
you
say
gave it
that
a-
I
you gave it a
tried Liver
college
King.
try.
I gave it a college try of like eating.
I've
liver.
walked in here on 2 separate occasions, and there's been fucking liver on. kitchen. De-thawing or whatever.
You know
I know
something?
for a fact that there's been 2 separate times I've come in here. Yeah.
I tried Liver King.
Yeah.
And he's a charlatan. He's a liar.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It's a joke. He got me. He got me, and he got me good. I did buy. You know what? You're absolutely right. I tried it out. I did buy his protein powder. I did buy his protein powder and his supplements. I did try it.
Okay, yeah.
I redact it. I take it back. I just think it's funny, and I think it makes me laugh when they're like, "No, women shouldn't talk." That's crazy. That's crazy that they say that on video, and then people are like, "Yeah." That's wild, dog. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
And that back and forth makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a guilty pleasure. I think it's funny when Andrew Tate is like, "Yeah, I could beat a shark."
You know, I don't. He probably. It depends. It depends on the arena, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But
It
that's
does.
not all that impressive if it's in the correct arena. I don't buy it. This is very good.
Do you have any honorable mentions you want to talk about?
I've got some honorable mentions.
Okay, what do you have?
One, searching my name and people's names that I know on Twitter. I love searching people's names on
Oh,
Twitter.
that's
Seeing
good.
what people are saying about them.
That's a good
right?
one.
I think
That's
that's
a
good.
very good one.
Honorable mention.
Googling yourself.
Googling yourself.
That's a great
Love that. I do it all.
Great one.
do it all the time.
Should have been one of your picks.
Should have been one of my picks. Well, you know, it's just goes to show all the things that I really
for the
ashamed
fucking
of.
clip. For the fucking clip.
Well, you know, people get it. Let me see. Pizza Hut. I think Pizza Hut is the best pizza.
That's a great one.
I think
Great
Pizza
one.
Hut is
Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Pizza, any like non-pizza, non-New York bad pizza.
I think Pizza
Bad
Hut
pizza is delightful.
is far and away some of the best pizza.
Or
I've ever had.
Domino's.
Domino's no, it's not the case.
This is where you lose me.
No, Domino's is not.
It's
the
all
case.
the fucking same. Dude.
No,
It's
no.
drunk
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut's delicious.
Pizza Hut thin crust, jalapeno, and bacon topping.
Thin crust. What are you, fucking terrorist?
Oh my god.
Thin crust.
Not only am
Who
I
did you
a
vote
terrorist,
for?
I voted for I voted for Ilhan Omar. Because I like her politics. But that's besides the point. No, I like I don't know. I mean, I think
You got to
Pizza Hut
go
is
with the
great.
deep dish. You got to go
I
with
think-
big, squishy,
No, what are
fucking
you fucking talking
squishy,
about? You're gonna go
jizzy,
to
buttery,
No,
fucking
see, this
cummy
is where,
pizza.
This is where you and I
cheesy
are different.
bread.
This is where you
You
and
want
I are
something
different.
big and squishy,
This is-
something
I'll
that's
tell you,
70% air.
Leftist, alt-right.
Oh
That's-
my God!
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm, gonna
I'm
go
for
no,
freedom,
no, no.
sweetie.
You're for
I'm from. I'm for freedom. I'm for freedom.
You're freedom. You're a
Sweetie.
You're something that we call a free thinker.
I'm a free thinker, dude. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. When you're drunk, when you're 6 beers in, what do
Yeah,
you want?
yeah,
You
yeah.
want a
I
cheesy
want
bread,
thin
and you want that
crust.
synthetic garlic butter sauce.
All right.
That's
all
what
right.
you want.
All right. Honorable mentions. Pizza Hut.
Chop. We got to
Chop. We gotta get. We got. There's so much we gotta do. Honorable mention. No, this is me. And this takes us back to the original one. So the another honorable mention is
Right.
reading. I don't go on Twitter. I don't go on any of that shit anymore unless I'm searching my name or somebody else's name. I love going on the L Chat. You know, remember L Chat?
No, I wasn't part of that.
L Chat is a community of lesbians.
I do know
It's
this
an
now.
online lesbian chat board where you go on and they have their, it's like their kind of QAnon rabbit hole of like finding, they're like, so-and-so is this, so-and-so is that. I love that shit. I'm convinced that everyone's a lesbian now. And they have every right to be. But that's not my thing.
You would argue that you and I are lesbians.
A lot of people are pushing that in the comment section. We're going to get to that in a second. No, the last thing that my biggest guilty pleasure, this is the big thing that I would not admit to unless it's the first episode that we ever filmed of this show, which is I love eating the crispy shit off of your pan.
Oh,
When
the
you're-
fond?
The fond, the crispy, the burnt garlic, the burnt, you know.
You like, but when it's burnt, specifically burnt?
Crispy.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
Gross.
The same way I'll eat leftover sauce, I'll eat leftover butter, any of that shit. Remember, we've talked about this on the show before.
Yeah.
If there's stuff left over on the plate. When they talk about the Clean Plate Club, that is me. You wouldn't even imagine there was food
I'll tell you
on
this.
that plate.
I've
seen
eaten
it happen?
I've eaten with you countless times actually.
I love that.
You suck it down.
I'll tell you, it's partially because
You grew up in the projects. We're ironing out the kinks, folks. We're figuring it out.
That really got me.
Yeah, pick it up.
I'm just saying. I think there's something about being raised Jewish, where you have to make you stretch every calorie.
You stretch every dollar.
You stretch every dollar.
There's starving kids in Harlem.
If I spent there's starving kids in Harlem.
That's what my mom used to say.
Yeah, if I spent money on ketchup, you better believe I'm gonna get every dollop of it.
So you're a cheap bastard.
Oh my God,
That should have been one of your picks.
cheap bastard. I am a cheap bastard, but it's because I'm technically on food stamps.
Clip that. Okay.
All right, moving on.
That's the draft.
Thank you.
Now it's time for fun and games.
Fun and games. We're gonna give this a shot, huh? How long have we been doing this? What is this?
What are we at?
49 minutes.
All
Can you
right,
believe we
we're
spent
good.
30 minutes on that section of the draft?
It wasn't supposed to be that.
Yeah, we're ironing out the kinks.
Okay, so we're gonna do the Wikipedia speedrun challenge.
If you've ever played this before, the point of the game is that we are going to randomize with ChatGPT 2 topics on Wikipedia. And the goal is we start with one, and then Ryan searches, and I guess which kind of topic page, whatever it is that you go through,
The way
that
it
will
goes.
get us to the next one.
It's true. So the way it goes is ChatGPT has given me a start topic and an end topic.
Nice.
Your start topic, Ephraim,
Yes,
is
thank you.
banana. So
Banana.
when I go to Wikipedia and I Wikipedia banana,
Okay.
I will go to the page and I will
Okay.
say, a banana is elongated edible fruit, botanically a berry produced by several kinds of large tree-like herbaceous flowering plants in the genus Musa. I'm only allowed to read the first sentence.
Yes,
And
I understand. Yes.
It is Ephraim's job to get to Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Ephraim has to get to Machu Picchu. Ephraim's allowed to say, hey, is there a link to blah, blah, blah on the chat? And I will search for it and I will let him know. But I am only allowed to read to him the first sentence of the banana Wikipedia page.
Can you
Ephraim
read to
Bernie,
me
go.
the first sentence of Machu Picchu?
No.
Well, I'm trying to figure out where Machu Picchu is.
Oh, so you don't know what Machu Picchu is. Okay. so
I know
we'll do it.
what it is, but is it in Brazil?
Let's see. It is in Peru, I can tell you. I will
Okay,
go to.
it's in Peru.
So, do you want me? You know what? I'll do it. Machu Picchu is a 15th century Inca citadel located in the eastern Cordillera of southern Peru on a mountain ridge at 2,430 meters off. I almost read in the second sentence.
God, good Lord. I almost
God,
stopped
we
it
would've had to
right
cut
there.
the
I could have
We would have had to cut the cameras. Jesus Christ.
would have had to stop that.
I like that. Keep that going.
Yeah, we're going to keep that going. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great. All right. So, are you timing me? Or is it?
No, it's clicks.
It's about clicks. It's
about clicks.
Okay, it's about clicks. All right,
about
ready.
clicks.
Go back to banana.
I'm here.
All right, great.
Hey, take your time.
On your okay. On the banana on the banana subreddit on the banana Wikipedia page is South America one of the things that we can search.
Here, let's see. South America is a clickable.
Click on South America.
We're going. That is the first click. South America.
Okay.
Okay.
Out of South America.
Would you like me to read the first?
Please
one?
read the first sentence.
South
of
America is a
America.
continent entirely in the Western Hemisphere and mostly in the Southern Hemisphere, with a considerably smaller portion in the Northern Hemisphere.
Thank you for explaining where South America is to me.
That's also one of the craziest sentences ever. What? Anyway, go
In
ahead.
South America is Peru a clickable option?
Peru is a clickable option.
Thank you. Go to Peru, please.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you please explain to me what Peru is?
Peru. Officially, the Republic of Peru is a country in Western South America.
God, there isn't a liberal Peru.
Yeah.
No. In Peru, is Machu Picchu an option?
Machu Picchu is an option.
Thank you very much.
That is one.
It was an easy one.
2, 3. That's 3 clicks, man. That's a world record right
World
there.
record right there. The first time we ever tried it.
You want to know what the one they gave me is?
What?
I have to get from Beyoncé to the Large Hadron Collider.
I'll tell you, that's a lot more difficult than banana to
I want.
Machu
Do you want to
Picchu.
try it?
Yeah, you want me to do it?
Yeah. See what happens.
Here, let's see.
Here. Go ahead. Beyoncé The Large Hadron Collider.
Large Hadron Collider. All right, here we go.
Large
All right.
Hadron. But I do want to hear what the first sentence of the Large Hadron Collider is.
Okay.
I don't know.
to explain what the first sentence of Beyoncé is?
I do want to hear it.
Okay, well, I'll start with Large Hadron Collider because that's the important one. Hadron Collider. The Large Hadron Collider, also known as LHC, is
Sure.
the world's largest and highest energy particle accelerator.
Okay.
That is the first sentence.
Okay.
Now, would you like Beyoncé?
Sure, why not?
Beyoncé Giselle Knowles Carter, pronounced Beyoncé,
Beyoncé.
born September 4th, 1981,
Okay.
is an American singer, songwriter, actress, and businesswoman.
Business.
What
Hey,
would you
man.
like me to search?
In Beyoncé, is there a link to sound?
Sound.
It's okay. It's probably a stretch. If not,
Sound is too broad. I can do soundtrack. Would you like that?
don't do soundtrack. See if music is there.
Okay. I can give you popular music. Would you like popular music?
Man, do I do music or is there a musician?
Let me try musician.
Do you understand where I'm going here? I'm trying to get to
I kind
fucking
of see
particle.
where you're going here. I know. That's difficult.
Yeah.
That's very difficult.
I'm not going to try and beat you. Is what I'm not going to try.
No,
and
we're just gonna see how you're gonna do it.
do. Go to
I can give you
popular music.
okay.
Go to popular music. Go to popular music.
Okay. Music. Get out of here. Sorry, I'm all the way down at the bottom of the page now. Music.
Man, I would love to know who made the Large Hadron Collider.
Beyonce Knowles Carter. Imagine you just start with
Can
that.
I see is Large Hadron Collider?
What am I doing I'm doing it the wrong one. All right, that's the problem, is that I clicked on the wrong one. Music, popular music. All right, that's their first click.
Okay.
Pop music. Pop music is music with wide appeal that is typically distributed to larger audiences through the music industry.
Wait, say it one more time.
Popular music is music with wide appeal that is typically distributed to the larger audiences through the music industry.
But they don't have music as a link.
Music is not a link.
Have you searched? I feel like that
I
wasn't
can do it. It's
due diligence.
It's too here.
There has to be a music Wikipedia page.
I feel like it might be too broad.
There's for sure a music Wikipedia page. What are the links in that first sentence?
In the first sentence, you have popular music. You have a click to the music industry, pop music.
Go music
training,
industry.
Music industry. Click. Is there a thing I can press to like see clickable links?
You just search.
I'm just searching it, but then it's
no.
not popping up
No,
when
no,
you see
no.
it. Yeah. All right, music industry. The music industry are individuals. Okay, I guess are individuals and organizations that earn money by writing songs and musical compositions.
Songs.
I can give you writing songs, sheet music, recorded music. Would you like singers?
Recorded music.
Recorded music. Sound recording and reproduction is the electrical, mechanical, electronic, and digital inscription and recreation of sound waves, such as spoken, voice, singing, instrumental music, and sound effects.
Wait, before you do it, is there particle? Show me, is there a particle? Show me a particle. Particle.
Particle is not on this page.
Cocksucker. Atom?
Atom is not on this page.
Physicist.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree. You might want to do electrical.
No, I don't want to do that.
Sound recording and reproduction is the electrical, mechanical.
All right, yeah, fucking whatever.
Do you want
I'm
any of
just
these?
trying to-
You can also do sound. Sound pops up
Yeah,
now.
do sound.
Okay.
What did I ask first?
You asked for music.
Okay, whatever.
Particle.
Doesn't matter.
All right, sound. In physics, sound is a vibration that propagates as an acoustic wave through a transmission medium such as gas, liquid, or sound.
Give me physics. Give me physics. Give me physics, you little virgins.
In physics.
Give me physics.
Here we go.
Large Hadron Collider.
Large Hadron Collider. Large Hadron.
Give it to me. Say it. Say
All
my
right.
name.
Hadron Collider. Come on. Is a clickable link. There you go. Now, let's see. That was one,
what are you talking
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It would have taken you 3 days.
Would have taken me 3 days. All right, there you go.
That's pretty good. So that's
Well
the
done.
Wikipedia page. We're gonna cycle games. If you have games that you want to see us play, let us know.
Yeah,
We'll do
let
it.
me know.
Okay, cool.
send me a DM.
Send me a DM.
Yeah.
Send me a link. Okay.
All right. Now, what we like to do moving forward, now that we've played our game, what we like to do you want to do advice?
Yeah, we should do advice before comment of the day, right?
Yeah, we should do comments of the day last. So,
Okay.
what we like to do, a lot
do
of you
one.
out there are looking for, love in all the wrong places and other things in all the wrong places. Really, you're just looking in the wrong places. So, what we're looking to do here is go through an advice section. I've picked out a couple of links here.
Just
do you have
one.
that you
I heard that
prefer?
there was a fellow with some real estate problems.
A father with a real estate problem, huh? Now, I'm pulling this up off of amitheasshole.com.
Right.
Here we go. amitheasshole.com. Off of the Reddit page, Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Something to consider. Am I the asshole for evicting my uncle from
see.
the house my grandma left me?
Okay.
Some information to keep in mind
I'm
with this
curious.
story because I won't read
Give
the
me
whole
everything
thing.
you have.
I'll tell you, this is what I know.
Yeah.
So this young man, he's in his 20s. He's a young guy.
What side of 20? What side of 25?
Probably in the later side of 20. Might be
Making
our
that-
age, 27, 28.
You're making this up. But
He's in his late 20s.
okay.
His grandmother passed. Very
God
unfortunate.
rest her
God
soul.
rest her soul. R.I.P. Grandma. In her will, which was written in 2023, he is left a house of sizable proportion that is roughly valued at $400,000.
What state is this?
It doesn't say.
Okay. That matters.
It matters. Roughly around $400,000.
Okay.
He's excited. He can either he's seemingly planning on living in the house because he'd like to not throw away rent. That's what he says at the bottom of the post. In the house, he discovers that his uncle, who has been estranged from the family for about 3 years,
Right.
has been living in the basement.
Yes.
The uncle lost his job during COVID, lost his divorced his marriage, all these things.
Yeah, me too.
It's all fallen apart.
Okay.
He's been living in the house for the last 3 years with his mother, this man's grandmother. He has not spoken to the rest of his family during that time. Nobody knew what happened to him. They were seemingly already on kind of rocky ground. This person, this uncle, has been living in the basement and tending to the grandmother's needs for the remainder of her life. Now that she has passed, this man feels as though he is owed this house. He has nowhere else to go. He believes he should be gifted the house from this the grandson who has been gifted it. The grandson is planning on evicting his uncle. Is he an asshole for doing so? Thoughts?
Okay. So for me, I need more context as to like, hey man, why are you surprised that he was living in the house? What's going on there? That's confusing to me.
Yeah.
This man was hidden in the basement, or you
Something
never
of a parasite scenario.
you never. It could be a parasite. It could be
Yeah.
an Anne Frank situation.
Well, that
and-
wasn't the basement. Well, it wasn't.
Could have been.
Maybe you should read up on Jewish history before talking to me.
All right, Machu Picchu. But like, it's confusing to me that nobody knew he was living in the house.
To be fair, would you, if your brother disappear. Maybe this isn't a fair argument, but maybe your brother disappears,
Yeah.
right? Is your first instinct? You've already been kind of estranged from him. Again, this is not really your real scenario. You have a lovely relationship with your
Right, of course.
but you've been estranged with your brother for a bit. Is your first guess that he's living with your grandma?
If I think that it's in the cards for me to inherit a house, and maybe he's totally blindsided, but what I'm led to believe, if somebody leaves me a house, it means that I have a relationship with this person.
Yeah.
And if I have a relationship with this person, I would presume that I know who is all parties living in their house, especially if it's an older woman.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that doesn't pass the
White
smell
people,
test.
they're a little crazy.
You don't gotta tell
we
me.
we love taking things that don't belong to us. It's not good.
You know, there's something about it that don't pass the smell test.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, suspicious.
I'm suspicious about that he didn't actually know.
Okay.
All that said, you have every right to kick him out,
Yeah.
but I do think you're an asshole. Oh. Ka-tong.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I do think you're an asshole if you evict someone who is homeless. You can... evicting is crazy.
Yeah.
But it should be like, hey, buddy, she left it to me. I do want this house.
Yes.
You got to get out.
I'm surprised that a conversation hasn't been had that they could both just live there. He's your uncle.
Crazy.
Seems like...
No.
I mean, maybe the guy...
Crazy.
Why? Well, why not?
I don't want to live with anybody. I have this house to myself.
It's a big fucking house.
No, it's not.
You don't know.
No, this is crazy.
There's enough. It's a big enough house that this guy could be living in the basement and nobody would know.
That's what I don't believe that nobody knew.
Well, you have to find.
There's no way that nobody
This is
knew.
the prompt that he says. Some more information.
I want my basement.
The uncle is arguing that it should have been left to him in the will, and that the grandmother didn't have enough time to change her will before she died. Now, the young man says the will is from, again, 2023, and the grandmother knew that she was on her way out for about 2 years.
Yeah.
So seemingly she purposely wanted this young man to inherit this house.
Yeah. The real asshole is the grandmother, the dead grandma.
I don't know if I believe that.
I believe that. The real asshole is her. I bet
Why
you.
is she an asshole?
I bet you. I bet you think Ruth Bader Ginsburg did nothing wrong.
Listen.
I bet
don't
you
know.
think she did nothing wrong.
Listen to me right now.
Yeah.
I don't know who Ruth Bader Ginsburg is.
What's the Wikipedia page?
Yeah, how do we get from Ruth
How do we get to
Ginsburg
Beyonce to Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Large Hadron Collider?
Go ahead.
No, I think the grandmother, she clearly wasn't going to leave it to her deadbeat son, right? She's not going to leave it to this guy. He's got no, why would you do that?
So, all right. So, what do you think?
I think if I were this young man, I'd go in, I'd be like, listen, I'm coming in, I'm taking over this house. I've decided that I'm not going to sell it because from the information that I've seen in this post, he's not going to sell this house.
Right.
He's going to live there.
Yeah.
It's a big enough house. This guy can be there too.
Okay.
I think I make my uncle my butler. See what happens. He's going to earn his keep. See what happens.
I don't like it. I would evict him. I would feel bad about it. I am an asshole. I would be like, hey, man, how can we... You can stay there as long...
How do we stay on good grounds?
You can stay there for until you find a new place. You do have to leave. Because this is my house.
Interesting.
But I'm not going to make you homeless.
I don't know.
And he's like, I'm not leaving. I'm entitled to it. Well, actually, buddy, you're not.
Yeah. Well,
By the
the
law.
big thing is that this man is clearly not entitled to this idea. You know.
Yes, you are an asshole. Yes, I would do the same thing.
I don't know if he's an asshole. I don't know.
I think he's an
buddy,
asshole
I'm on
for
your
evicting.
side.
I think it's an asshole to evict your family. You would evict me if push came to shove.
You're not family. I would never evict you.
Okay.
I would never evict you.
All right.
I would make you my butler.
All right. We have 3 comments of the day.
All right, what are our 3 comments of the day?
Comments of the day.
I'm gonna stop doing this next episode.
Yes, please stop doing that. I'm gonna do little title sequences. for
Okay,
all of them.
nice.
Okay. So on TikTok, Grape Jam Swisher said to us when we announced that we were moving from Pokemon into something new. Grape Jam Swisher said, "Listen to the whole thing. Long-winded comment. I definitely am for you guys make a second channel and doing things other than just Pokemon. Found you all through Pokedoku, but usually stay." Because you have genuinely good chemistry and are just genuinely funny. I'd like to see a lot more than Pokemon, and am very down for what the future holds. Acting bits would be cool, and just learning more about y'all and y'all's interests. Also, yeah, please, Crooked Hillary Hour. That's what this fellow wanted us to name the show.
Oh, wow.
Very sweet. Thanks so much, Grape Jam Swisher. Crooked Hillary Hour was.
It was between Off Night and Crooked Hillary Hour.
Speaking of suggested ideas, PZH says, can you do a live review of 12 Years a Slave?
Live review.
He wants to do a live review of 12 Years a Slave.
We could. You'd have to watch the whole thing. It's a long movie. Remember how long that movie? Have you ever seen it?
Yes, I have. Hard movie to watch.
Now be honest with me.
It was okay. It was on my guilty pleasures list. I have seen it. It's a hard movie to watch. I don't think we need. I don't think it'd be a watch along. I think it'd just be us two.
A live
he just wants us
commentary,
to
director's
review-
commentary.
review on
We could
12 Years a
absolutely
Slave.
do that. I don't know why you'd want to see us do that. It's a real good movie.
You're taking this question seriously. It's
I'm
crazy.
sure. Of course I am. Of course I am. I take everything seriously. If I was making that movie, my God. You know how serious I take that?
Well, I actually have 4 comments I lied.
Okay, cool.
Well, this is gonna be a serious.
It's on
one.
its way.
This is
The
a serious
live
one.
review is on its way.
This is a serious one. The guy in the right can. Well, no, actually, let me read this one first. This Binro says, "I'm just here for the free pits. You know, I wear a tank top
Yeah.
and I'll go like this, just like stretching.
Yeah.
And he says it's the free pits. And Nick ? Says same twin. You guys are welcome.
How do you feel about that?
Makes me feel very uncomfortable, but I don't know.
Because
I sleep like a baby.
a lot of people would say to me,
Yeah.
Well, what is he wearing when it happened?" And I'm starting to think that maybe you're doing it on purpose.
Who says? What do you? People say what?
People would, and they're like, "Oh, he's got, he's being objectified by his pits."
Oh, but this isn't an actual conversation that you've had.
No,
This is what I'm saying.
a little hyperbole.
This is a hypothetical.
Hypothetical, yes.
I'm wearing a tank top. It's hot.
But
the
are you
AC's
doing that
off.
Are you doing it on purpose to give the people what they want?
No, I'm never in a million years. I'm doing it because
We would never give anyone that watches our show.
If you want me to be 1,000% honest,
Yeah.
it's because I have pit stains. You can go back to early bellhop
true.
productions,
That's
and I struggle
honestly,
with pit stains.
I think what they do want though is seeing more of that.
And guess what? I stopped it. Guess what? I stopped it.
Good Lord.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, and Lord knows you don't want to see mine.
Hell to the yeah.
Yeah, I wore your Puerto Rico tank top that you got me to an audition the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
They said they almost called me back for it.
How do you know that?
They wrote me a note afterwards. They were like, "There's only one of him."
This is LL for life. The guy on the right, me,
Yeah.
is just so dismissive. I feel bad
I
every
saw
time
this.
for the
I
guy
saw
on the
this.
left.
I saw this. I
Should I apologize to you? Should I apologize to you that I'm so dismissive?
When I watched that, I was confused because you didn't even really seem like you were doing.
There are times where I'm way more dismissive than I was in that
We're
clip.
terrible to each other on this. You've watched a lot of it happen right now.
Yeah.
I know. You don't have to apologize to me. Of course not.
Well, good, because I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
Here, but how about this one for a closer? Bro Hessling on YouTube says, and this is just on a Pokedoku, I've never seen two boys who want to kiss each other more.
And I'll tell you, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That was our first inaugural episode of Off Night. Ryan Quigley, E from Bernie. We're happy to be here. It's going to be a good ride. Comment. What do you want to tweak? Do you have anything that you want advice for? Leave that in the comments. Do you have any comments of the day? Comment. You can be a part of this show. Subscribe. We need all the subscribers that we can. And it's going to be a fun ride. We're going to see what happens. This could be a very bad show. It could be a very good show. It could be It could be. It's just a real countdown until we start doing Pokemon again. We're grateful for you watching. We hope you have a good night. You got anything else to say?
Me, frankly, I got nothing else to say.
All right, guys. See you next week. Bye.
See you next week.